Why do Americans love an underdog who rises, but then seem to turn cold once she has it all? Meghan Markle's story is proof. From the outside, she had everything we cheer for, and yet somehow she lost us. And it's not just Meghan Markle. It's something that can happen to all of us if we're not careful. She lost us by not being real and allegedly having a completely different personality when the camera wasn't on her. But here's why I don't think this is just about Meghan. Inauthenticity is something I think every woman should watch out for, especially if you're ambitious. Hi. I'm Tracy, and I want to tell you a story about how someone who seems to do everything right can still miss the mark. And it's not just about Meghan Markle, it can be about all of us, and about the kind of life we choose to live when no one's watching. On paper, she was perfect, a biracial woman breaking barriers in the British monarchy. She was an actress, a humanitarian, and a strong voice for women. At first, Americans cheered her every move, but quickly admiration turned into ambivalence, and now it's become mostly antipathy. What happened? It's not because she spoke up or because she left. Those are choices we can respect. But when stories started to come out about her allegedly bullying palace staff, and we began to get images and stories about her pulling her husband away from his family, well, it became less like a strong woman and more like a mean girl. We love a woman who's strong, but not someone who burns bridges and worse, burns people. And somewhere along the way, her narrative started to feel more like a performance than the truth. There's plenty of content out there if you want to hate watch Meghan, but I'm more interested in how her story is, sadly, relatable. When I think of Meghan now, I think of a woman who's constantly reinventing herself, constantly remaking her story to fit the moment. In just the last few years, she's started Archetypes, American Riviera Orchard, With Love, Meghan, and As Ever. Oh, and don't forget the podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. And I can't help but think of my younger self. I was motherless in high school and grasping for approval and trying to become whoever I thought people wanted me to be so they'd like me. It was exhausting. No one told me then what I know now, and that's that no one starts to respect you for constantly trying to prove you deserve to be there. When you constantly reinvent yourself, it reads fake, it lacks authenticity, and it makes people think you'll do or be anything just so you can succeed. But that's not real success, and it's certainly not how you earn respect. On the contrary, people respect you when you do simple, tangible things. Make friends. Show up for them. Work hard. Keep your word. That's how you earn respect. Build a life where people know they can count on you. And that's why Meghan's story feels so bittersweet to me. It's such a lost opportunity. She hasn't figured out that people don't need a new version of her. They just need the real one. But before we go further, I want to hear from you. Do you think Americans have been unfair to Meghan? Or do you think she's lost respect because she hasn't given us something real to hold on to? Drop your comments below. I'd love to know. And don't forget to subscribe if you find these conversations helpful. Americans are drawn to underdogs, but the truth is we also crave humility. And we don't like people who demand attention or respect. We like people who command it without asking for it by the life they live. After my mom died, I felt like my worth was something I had to earn every day from everyone. It took years before it really sunk in that worth is not earned. We have inherent value because we're human beings created in the image of God. But respect, that is earned by showing up, by making wise choices, by not chasing the latest trend or the hottest guy. It's earned by keeping your promises and by being dependable to the people in your life who really matter. As a former executive, a founder, a mom, a lawyer, I've learned that rootedness doesn't mean slowing down or that you have to abandon your ambition. What you need to do is aim that ambition, aim it at something that lasts and something that matters. Here are a few concrete ways to live a richer life. First, schedule rest just like you would a meeting. Second, build your home first. Success is hollow if there's no one to share it with. Practice humility at work. Let your results speak louder than your press releases. And most importantly, invest in your friendships and especially in your family. The people who see you as more than just your title are the ones that will be there when the storms come and in the long run. You don't have to keep proving yourself, and you certainly don't have to keep reinventing. Make wise choices, make friends, show up, keep your word, build your family, make relationships that last. Because respect isn't about who notices you, but it's about who can count on you. But maybe what we're really seeing with Meghan and even with ourselves isn't failure. Maybe we're trying to live in an old form of our life that we've outgrown. That tug between who you've been and who you're meant to be, I explored that in my Taylor Swift episode, how growing up can be uncomfortable, but ultimately freeing. Click here to watch Outgrowing Taylor Swift, 4 Signs That You're Growing Up and Why That's Okay.